William Whalen here for GetMoreSports.com. We're looking at the Pac-12 conference, a conference that looks wide open right now. Preseason media favorite Arizona goes down to Providence and really gets exposed for not being the same Wildcats team as we've been accustomed to in years past under Sean Miller. They don't have any intimidating presences, or they don't really have a guy underneath that's going to alter a lot of shots. That's going to really change the way teams attack the rim, especially with Caleb Tarzouzi out. This team just doesn't have the guys. They don't have the manpower. They don't have the star-studded talent that classes of past have had in Tucson. So to me, I kind of knock Arizona down a level. Now, in all honesty, they still can win the conference. I think Alonzo Trier is going to really improve as the year goes on. But to me right now, the most impressive team has been Oregon. Because you look at Cal and Utah, both have dropped games in kind of odd fashion, because you look at the way Utah got smacked by Miami. I mean, that was kind of a sobering loss for them. Now, they have bounced back. They do have a win over San Diego State. That's a really good win. But nonetheless, I look at the Utes as kind of that second or third team in the conference right now. With Cal, they're so young. They just dropped their second game in a row, this time to Richmond. I do think this is a team that's going to struggle with some consistency. They're young and talented. They're going to knock off some teams, some really good teams, some of the top 4 teams in the Pac-12 on the road or at home. But I do think that they're a program that's kind of susceptible to dropping a few that they shouldn't in conference play. And then I look really at Oregon right now. As I said, this is an offensive machine right now. The balance that they have, so many players in double figures. Tyler Dorsey has been tremendous at the point guard spot. But really what's been the turnaround for them is their defense. They're blocking shots, they're rebounding the ball, they're defending the perimeter with aggression. I think their man-to-man defense is the best that it's been in years, because in years past there were so many matchup issues that they had to deal with on the perimeter with guys lacking size and strength and kind of willpower to defend at a high level. This year's team doesn't have that, and it starts with Casey Benson outside. The veteran point guard has waited his turn to take over in Eugene, and it's finally come. I think this guy is one of the more underrated defenders in the Pac-12, and he's a big reason why I have Oregon as my favorite. Teams like Oregon State, teams like Colorado, teams like USC are going to affect the race. Teams like Washington as well. They're going to affect the race because they're going to knock off some teams at home. But still, I look at a pretty clearly defined top 4 at the moment. And right now, Oregon looks as good or better than anybody.